Hello. Oh, phew. Oh, I had terrible trouble just getting on there. That was a nightmare. Never mind, we will manage. Hopefully, you'll be able to see me on my desk very soon. I've got a few things to show you and a little technique thing to do. But first of all, I just need to go and get some of my new stuff because I wanted to show you it because it's just arrived this morning. So let me hopefully get that right. No, nothing happening. Okay. There we go. There we go. Is that just about straight? No, hang on, that way. It's upside down. How do I? Oh, no, it's not. No, it is. It's sort of back to front. Why is it back to front? Ah, dear. There's always something, isn't there? I thought we'd already mirrored that. So that's annoying. Okay, I don't think it matters too much for today. I will sort that for next time, and I do apologise. But never mind. These things are sent to Trice big time. I wonder if there's a little... No, I can't adjust it from here by the look of it. There ought to be some way of doing it, but goodness knows how. Oh, well. Right. I'm going to turn my chat on so that I can hopefully see anybody if you put comments down. I have got my Facebook up somewhere. Oh, except it's not on the right thing. Oh, dear me. Why? Why does Facebook make everything so awkward? Right, let's try it through there. Go on, there we go. Now I'll get into it. Yes, there we go. Oh, live. I am back to front. I do apologise about that, but never mind. We'll manage. I'm just going to put that here so that I can see if there are any comments that come. I am balancing my Facebook thing. Whoa, that's a bit awkward. Right, I'm going to go and get some of my new stuff to show you, even though it's back to front, which is really annoying. I'm just thinking, actually, I might turn off my... Let me go back to that view. Yeah, and then if I turn that off and just have a little fiddle with it, I might be able to get it to sort out. Let me see. Yeah, I just need to go into the settings here somewhere. So the video settings is mirror camera. Perhaps that's what I need to turn off. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, let's see how that goes. Oop. You'll get a crazy... No, that's not right. Has that got it the right way around now? I think it might have done. Okay, we will try this and see if this works. That's better. Right. Let's go back to making me tiny because you don't really need to see me. There we go. I think we've got... Yes! Hooray! We've got it right. Okay. I have got... a big box of stuff to share with you. Because it has literally just arrived. So, also got my coffee, which I'll drink as we're going along. But I wanted to show you some of these things because they're just beautiful. First of all, look, beautiful designer series paper. This is the Forever Love, and I think it's just lovely. Let me get it out to show you. Beautiful paper. Look at that. You see the gold. Hopefully you can see the gold in it. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, pretty peacock with gold. One of my favourites. And there's always two sides to the papers, so we've got lots of flowers and leaves on the back. Trouble is, I love the backs, but also I can't bear not using the gold bits. It's really difficult. Okay, so here's... Oh, look at this. Just beautiful. This is part of a suite. And I've got the suite of products, which is, they're just lovely. But I'm going to go through these quite quickly. This DSP is actually one of the free DSPs you get with Celebration, because at the moment we're in the middle of our Celebration, and it means for every £45 worth of an order, then you get a free Celebration item. So if your order is £90, you get 2, and so on. So this paper is one of them. Lots of lovely ones. You don't need a stamp set to go through and go with that, to be honest. The other bits, I'm not going to show you everything, obviously it would take too long, but these, let me just open them, my scissors. These are the notelets and envelopes from the suite that I was just talking about, that the paper matches, but these are just beautiful. So you can see the envelopes themselves. I'm going to get these out and then never get them back in again, aren't I? But so you can see the envelopes are just gorgeous with this already detailed rose sort of thing on the end of it, flower on the end. And the note cards themselves, I like to slide them out without pulling everything out, because I will never get it back in again, are covered in here. So these you can, obviously white inside. Let me get one out. Oh, difficult. There we go. So these, so they're covered, completely covered in this beautiful gold flowers. And you can see it's all beautiful gold embossed. It's lovely. And so you can colour these and just put a, or just simply put a, you know, imagine having a gold sentiment on there, just a thank you or something like that. And you've got a card, because the background does it all for you. So they are beautiful cards and envelopes. I may not ever get this back in again. Oh, just, I don't want to bend them or damage them. There we go. There's various other beautiful things. I did want to show you this ribbon. Look at this. Is that not just gorgeous? Can I get it close to the camera and show you? So pretty peacock with gold, tiny gold splodges. How lovely. And the one thing that I can't find that I'm looking for, there we go. I wanted to show you this. This is our new Brayer. I have got an old something at Brayer. It's too disgusting to show on any camera. So I've got this lovely, lovely new one. So we're going to take this out because I'm going to use it. Oh, look, it's got a mark on it. That's not good. Hopefully get it off. Good. That could have been a little bit of stickiness or something, which is definitely not something we want. Okay, so new Brayer, beautiful metal Brayer, which I really like. It does move a little bit in its handle, but it's really solid and obviously easy enough to use that way up so you don't scrape those bits. Lovely. So we're going to play with that today and have a little bit of fun doing some of this. So yeah, this is why I've got these bits out. I'll show you other things as we start to use them and go through. But I've got a whole box of goodies that I can use, which is just fantastic. Now my iPad's turned itself off, which is not good. I can't see any comments. There we go. Yeah. So I thought we'd have a little play at making something, and I wanted to have a go at using the Brayer, actually. So I'm going to use, to start off, I'm actually going to use an old embossing folder, which is called the Fern embossing folder. And I think it is sadly retired now. I'm not sure. It might still be in the annual catalogue. But I'm not going to do the whole of my card front. I'm actually only going to do part of it. So I wanted to show you how we do that. And I do that by just deciding how much of it I want to actually emboss. I want this top bit embossed. So I can put that in and put it through my embossing folder. I want to get it straight. So let me just use my lines on here to make sure I am straight. Yes, I am. Yes, so it's straight in there. So I'm going to go and run that through my machine. I'm going to use the smaller one so I can use my mini machine on the desk. This one I'm going to have to run through my main cut and emboss machine. So apologies, I am going to vanish for a second while I run it through, and I will be back. You know, if I'd thought ahead, I could have actually prepared this, couldn't I? But there we go. There is my embossed fern. So you can see I've only done it on the top half because I'm going to make this really simple card. And I'll show you how you can jazz up the card as well if you really wanted, but I want to keep this simple. So there is my part embossed card, and I just want to use my brayer to show you how you can add some interest to that. So I will need a piece of paper so I can protect my desktop. Don't want to get ink all over there. And I'm also going to use an edge of a paper. I'm going to use it that way around, just to cover up here, because I don't want any ink getting on the bit I don't want any ink on. But this is a nice way just to jazz up pictures. So using Brayers, you simply don't try and press into an ink pad. That's really, really important. You want to just run it through very, very gently. So you're just going to pick up ink on the Brayer just by rolling it across the ink pad. And if you do it several times, you can see how it's inking up the Brayer, hopefully not putting too much ink on. There. And then I'm very simply going to start off the thing and very lightly just run it across the top. And as you can see, I can go different ways. It's just adding ink to the raised embossed bit, not to the debossed bit, which is where I don't want it. So very quickly done. I'm not going to rush to do it, but can you see how I've just got the ink on the raised ferns and it hasn't put ink on the bits between? There's a bit of ferns there that hasn't really picked it up, which I can redo. Just put a bit more ink on there and just try and ink those a little bit more to get it onto there. I could fiddle with this for ages and get it absolutely perfect. That's not my idea. My idea is to get it just to show you how to do this. Let me move all the gudge out of the way, and I will just clean the Brayer as well. I'm going to use my stamp cleaner. I can just rub it off on there for now. I can actually go and wash my Brayer, which is the best way to clean it, and I will do at the end, but I want to use it once more with a different colour, so I'm going to use that for now. So there is my inked up fern bits, and all I'm going to do is I've got my card base here. This is my usual card base, so this is 21 centimetres by 14.8, scored at 10.5 and folded. This piece that I've used to go on top, it's my layer, so I've used 14.2 by 10, so it fits just around. If you wanted, you could make that 13.8 by 9.5 and put a layer of garden green, is the ink I've actually used, so you can put a garden green layer on if you wanted an edge. I don't really want to bother with that. I'm just going to use a little bit of ribbon. I haven't opened this ribbon. This is the Silver Edge sheer ribbon, which I think was from the mini catalogue. The one that's just gone. Somebody can tell me if I'm right with that. I'm not really sure. So nobody's putting any comments yet. Perhaps there's nobody watching. But just to say, I am hoping to do more lives, probably at this time each week. That's my aim, is to get regular with it. If you sign up for my emails, you'll always get the information that... Can't get into this ribbon. You'll always get the information about when I'm doing things. So, oh, it's sheer, yes. Still looks quite nice with the edge. Might go and get some actual green ribbon. Just bear with me. Wasn't quite what I thought it was, that silver one. Yeah, but I do have some garden green, which we'll use because it'll match. So I'm just going to, with my ribbon scissors, I always keep scissors that are specifically for ribbon, and use other scissors for cutting and paper and things. I want just a length of ribbon to tie a bow, or not. See if I can tie a quick bow without it going too wrong, because I'm live. Because you can't actually tie bows when if I'm doing it live, I just can't. Oh dear, that slipped through very badly. Oh, not too bad. Oh, not too bad. I can fiddle with that to make it a little bit straighter, but it will do. I'll just Cut off the ends there. There we go. Make that a bit smaller. There we go, because I don't want it too big for here. Lovely, that'll do. Not too bad considering it was done live. And then I'm going to use some tear and tape just along the middle of my card piece here to stick my ribbon on. So I wanted to go around the back to hold the ribbon down. Make sure I get it straight along the line I have, straight as I can. And then we can just flick the ends off and stick my ribbon around. So I'll stick one bit to the back and then we can pull that off, bring it across the front, hold it down straight. If you try and put this on holding the card up in the air, you're likely to get a bend on it. So press it on your desk so that it's straight, and then I can fold that last bit round. It'll be held by the other bit of tape. So there we have the thing I want to stick on. I could stick it on with dimensionals just to raise it up a little bit, which I think would be nice. So we'll put just a few along here. So what do you think? Do you like working with embossing folders? I must admit I love them. I probably don't use them as often as I should. Don't know. Right, I'm going to take forever to get these off, of course. It always takes a long time to get the tops off these. Oh, I'm just about recovering from I had a real problem there with getting this to go live on Facebook, which is really annoying. But hopefully it's sorted now and will be okay for the future. So I can stick that front on there, and then I'm just going to stick my ribbon on with some glue dots. A whole pack of glue dots here, but they'll be fine. So we'll just I'm going to have my ribbon over here. So I'm going to stick 1 or 2 glue dots on. I'll have 3 just to make sure it doesn't move anywhere. And then stick my ribbon on there. I always prefer to do a separate ribbon than tie a bow around a piece of tape. It's totally up to you. If you're brilliant at tying bows, then by all means do it around the tape. But I think it's a lot easier to put the strip of ribbon and then tie a ribbon bow and stick it on top. And then to finish this, I just need a simple sentiment, which I really should have done before I stuck it on the front. But never mind, I can do that later. I might actually stamp it onto another piece of card and actually stick it on. But I wanted to show you more brayering, so I'm not going to worry too much about finishing that card. It just needs a sentiment on the bottom there. If you're making it yourself, please do stamp your sentiment before you put it on here. I'm going to have to slide something under here to make sure between the dimensionals to make sure it's held up enough for me to stamp without getting some problem there. Right. What I wanted to show you, though, was another way to use the brayer and to use embossing folders. So this is one of the new sets of embossing folders from the new mini catalogue. It's called the Cheery Patterns. Really need something dark to hold that against. What have I got that's dark? Use the back of my... can we see it better against there? Yes. So you can see that this one has sort of various sizes of circles, and this one is a wavy stripy pattern. So hopefully, yeah, I think you can see those, they're just lovely. So these are called Cheery Patterns, and there are 2. You get both in the pack of embossing folders, which is really great. And the thing with embossing folders, I have shown you how to emboss and then use your brayer on top. But you can also emboss onto the actual embossing folder. This one is stuck together, which is strange. I haven't used it yet, as you can see. Dear me. That one really doesn't want to come apart. It's as if it's there. I think that's got it. There we go. There. So this one is my circle one, and when you open an embossing folder, you can feel which is the embossed and debossed side. So this is the raised edge of the circle. These are the flat overall circles. So I'm going to use my brayer to put some ink onto the flat circles so that when I run it through the machine, it's going to show the circles and the edges will come up just as white because there is no ink on those. So I'm going to use real red, just mainly because I want to use the real red dotted ribbon because it's beautiful. Look at that, with beautiful dots on it. So I'm just going to ink up my brayer again using real red. And then I can run it across my embossing folder. So again, just gently, I'm just going to run it back and forwards so I can fill in and cover the embossing folder. I can use the ink pad direct if I wanted, but I want a sort of slightly splodgy view, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not the world's greatest embosser, I have to say, but I do enjoy it. So that's covered most of it there. Let me just put that on here so I'm not going to get red ink everywhere. I'll just rest it on my pad for a minute and just use my ink pad. You can do this direct from an ink pad, woo, but it sticks. I'm going to use my brayer just to move that ink around a little bit. There we go. That's covered in one or two of the holes that I had. Right, so I've got a really good covering on there now. So now I can get my paper that I'd already got, and I'm going to place it down on here. Now the point is that once I've placed this down, I can't move it because otherwise I'll move that around. So I need to make sure it's straight to start with, and I don't want it fully over the page again. So we'll have it about there, I think. Make sure it's straight. Close that, and then I'm going to go and run that through my embossing machine again. Now, one little tip with your embossing machine, by the way, is, whoa, let's try and, oh, there we go, lovely. Now, I have to go and wash that, obviously, fairly soon, so it doesn't get too disgusting. But there we go, that's quite good. I'm really quite pleased with that. Because I wanted that sort of slightly smeary view. You can see that. The funny about it, you can always go in and colour those later with the markers, but that's basically the effect I wanted, which is lovely. And this time I can perhaps remember to stamp the top before I put it on. So I wanted to use, I've used real red, so I'm going to use the real red ribbon with the orange dots. And this time for the sentiment, I'm actually going to, yeah, I might emboss it, but I need to leave that to dry a little bit. So is anyone there? Does anyone have any questions about what we've done so far? Nothing that I can see. Right, so I'm going to cut my length of ribbon to go across. This time I think there's enough interest in the ribbon. I'm not going to bother with a bow, mainly because if you do have a bow, the background to the ribbon, which I think is nearly as beautiful as the front, to be honest, because it looks like a sort of checkerboard. But if I try and do a bow with that, then I'm going to have that showing, which is going to look a bit odd. So I'm just going to use the ribbon itself across there and then have a sentiment on the bottom. So what sentiment shall we use, folks? Let's have a look what we've got in here. Well, my new thing, I can actually start to use a new one. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so many I don't know what to use. Notes of Nature. You look quite nice. Oh, I have to do that one. I need a clear one, or one I've already done. Bear with me. Just grab my Hooray for Surprises set. So I think I shall use that. And I think we'll just use the, how about You're the Best? Quite like that. Find you're the best. Might be a bit big for there. What else can I use? I've got You Are Simply Amazing. That is lovely. Let me use that. Grab a block. My blocks are filthy. I really need to clean those. Right, so this is You Are Simply Amazing. How nice is that? So I'm going to grab an embossing buddy and emboss. Just rub it over where the area that I want to emboss, which is along the bottom here. And then I can use my Versamark with my sentiment. Stamp on there. Remember to close that up. Get my gold embossing powder. I always keep my embossing powders in these old Chinese containers. They do stop it going too much to everywhere. Although, look, I've even got it, a little cloud of it that came off when I took the lid off. Never mind. Okay. So, whoops, didn't quite get on the end. There we are. You are simply amazing. Do you like that? So, grab my heat gun, and I like to just make sure it's hot before I take it to the card, just because it just stops you bending the card quite so much. Let me just get it heated first, rid of whatever that was on the top, and then I can use this, and we can see the magic of embossing. Let's see if we can see that as I do it. Oh, I will never ever tire of watching this happen. I hope you can see it as I'm doing it. It's just for you to do. There we go. You are simply amazing. Whoops, I just put that down on the inky. What a mess. The inky embossed folder. There we go. You are oh look, I've got ink everywhere. You are simply amazing. Well, I've made a mess of that card, haven't I? Putting ink all over there. I'll have to do something with that later. But never mind. Let me just stick this on the top. That is because I've just touched the inky embossing folder with my... Oh, I need to wipe this. I got ink on my heat gun. That's not good, is it? Never mind. We will solve it somehow. I might have to stick something on the bottom there. We'll see. I might have some gems I can use. So again, I'm just going to use a little strip of tear and tape along here. And make sure it's straight. And then we can stick it on. Start on one side there. I can take this off here. Again, making sure that my card is flat to put this on. I have used real red. It doesn't look quite the same as the ribbon, but I don't think it matters. I think when it dries, it'll probably dry closer to there. So if I cover up the ink splodge, it doesn't look too bad. I'll need to stick something on there. I wonder if I've got some gems here. I wonder if they would do. I have a little line of gems. I do have a rubber somewhere. The sand rubber, it's on that finger. That's where it is. Okay. Which will take off to some extent some of this extra ink. So I might play around with that and take it off before I stick it onto my card. But I was going to finish the card in the same way, just by sticking it onto the card base. And it's got getting rid of it a little bit, so that's good. These little sand rubbers, by the way, I get from Amazon. They are very good. You've just got to be very gentle and patient with them, because if you try and rub it too hard, it will rub the surface off the paper, which is not the idea. The idea is to just get rid of any little extra bits of ink that you don't really need. So, and it does just produce this sort of sand. So you can see how that's taken off quite a bit of the extra. Work at it a bit more and try and get all of it off, but it's never going to look quite 100%, I don't think. I know I'm a messy crafter, but that was ridiculous, getting ink everywhere. That's not too bad. There's just one little bit there. There. So the wonders, I can show you that in action as well, the wonders of this. And I think I will just hide it even further by using some of these gems. These are, I can't remember when I got these, from I think a couple of years ago, but they're sort of shiny dots. Let's have, yeah, I'll have a few of those, so I can put that over the nearly one in the corner and bring these out. That's the same size, I think, is it? Yeah. Next size down, and the smallest one. There. That sort of disguises it a little bit. I'm not too bothered. That's not too bad. So again, look at the state of this desk. Oh dear me. I really should have put that dirty embossing folder. I should have had a bowl of soapy water by the side of this desk so that I could have put it straight in there, and then it wouldn't have got on everything else and be sticking out here. I'm going to put it down here on the floor, and then it's a bit out of the way. Right. So I had another card base somewhere. Here we go. So we'll just fold that. There's my bone folder. And then again, we can stick this on the front. I can use some dimensionals. So I hope that you have a think about getting one of these lovely new Brayers and having a play with it. I've just shown you very roughly here what you can do. It is fun, I think. I think my favourite way of using the Brayer is using it with embossing folders, because it's just great fun. So please have a go, have a play. The key is to have a play with these things, and you'll get better and better. You can obviously use it to colour. You can use it to colour big stamps. I actually used to use it when I haven't used background stamps for quite a while, but there is a new background stamp with dogs on, which I shall definitely be using. And the easiest way to ink something like that up is actually sometimes with a Brayer. So you can use one like that as well. So 2 ways of using a Brayer. I need to finish with the sentiment on there, but you get the idea. And I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope that gave you some ideas. And I hopefully will be back again soon. My aim is to do these lives at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. So if you are around at those times, please come and join me. Let me get myself back. There we go. Please do come and join me. And it's gone that way. Interesting. Oh, look, I can play with all these settings. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed just having a play with those cards, even if I did make a little bit of a mess. But there we go. I'll show you some of the new stuff as well as how to craft. So I am going to hope to be here most Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. If you really want to know when I'm where and what I'm doing, please do sign up on my website to my email list, because then you will get all the information. And that is at craftycarolscards.co.uk. And sign up for the email list. You'll get a freebie when you sign up, and you'll get all my news once a week. Plus, you'll also get an email whenever I put a new blog up. So I hope you've enjoyed today, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching if you're watching it on replay, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.